Selection of weapons. Did a little bit of mud running. Let's get to crack-a-lacking and TNF signs. All right, guys, there we go. Where Noisy Cricket was sitting. Awesome. Good night. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boy, do I got a good one for you today. We're going to be throwing color on old Noisy Cricket. Now, to be honest with you, I just hosted a live event about 2 hours ago where we went ahead and wet sanded down the entire car, kind of hung out with you fine people, all that good jazz. But that is done. Now let's move on to throwing some color on Noisy Cricket. I cannot wait. So let me show you what we got going on, and then we're going to get after it. All right, so here's our selection of weapons today. We have all our paint, our tape, scuffing pad, cleaner, all that jazz. So we got white, orange, magenta, electric green. This is just brake cleaner. We use it just to clean up stuff. We got gloss berry pink, 2 shades of yellow, purple, black, all our tape and all that jazz. And all of that plus much, much more is going on this car. So we have everything wet sanded and dolphin smooth. So he is ready to go. We have our spoiler professionally mounted with self-tappers on the top, and we got a couple down here at the bottom. Ultimately, once this is painted, we'll do a kind of like a final mount, but this will help us lay our stripes. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna bore you with all that because to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of you would sit there and watch that for hours on end. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna paint, check in with you. Paint, check in with you, and we're just gonna boom, 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 boom right through this. Now this is probably gonna be over the process of 2, 3, 4 days, simply due to the amount of masking it's going to require, amount of patience. This is gonna be very tedious, and we know none of those are what I do here at BRG. I'm the most impatient dude in the world, but I accept the challenge. I wanna try it. I wanna see if I can do it. Once we get all the paint laid, cured, and all that jazz, we're gonna throw Noisy Cricket's decals on here, and my Lord, is there a bunch of them. And as usual, those are gonna be provided from our friends at TNF Signs. You know we love them dudes up there. They've been a supporter of BRG since day one, and that's no BS, it's the absolute truth. Okay, so what I'm gonna lay down first is gonna be this satin magenta, and I'll explain my process between satin and gloss later. But anywho, I have got 9 cans of this to try to get a good solid base coat on the car. I guess the shame about it is 80% of that's gonna be covered up. We're simply just doing the base because of all the stripes. And then on top of the base is gonna be the gloss berry pink, and then greens and all that jazz. So anyway, as usual, let's quit talking about it. Let's be about it. Let's lay some color. This is Busted Radio Garage. Let's get after it. I'll tell you what, guys, one thing is for sure, my hands and fingertips are gonna be like on fire by the time we get done with this car, because there's only 87 cans of paint over there that we're gonna be doing with this, and then the decals. So good grief. But this is gonna be an absolute blast. Let's get to laying this magenta, shall we? All right, boys and girls, after purple thumb and finger, check that out. Get you some of that. The magenta is laid down. Let me flip you around and show you what we got. That is sick. I absolutely love it. It is still super wet, as you can tell, but man alive, does that look good. Looks amazing. I love it. Try not to touch it, but yeah, it turned out sick. So we're gonna give this plenty of time to dry, plenty of time to cure. And then the next thing up is gonna be laying our tape for the stripes. But what we have is like a gazillion little Van Halen type stripes, right? Off like Eddie Van Halen's guitar. So you're gonna have stripes, you know, just everywhere. And that is this color, this magenta color. Once we get all those masked off, then we will go ahead and shoot the pink, which is the hot pink that goes over all the top of that. Then we'll do the green, which comes across the hood, down the door, across the deck lid, up through this way, which attaches to the Cricket. And then there's some other accents of green as well. And then once we unmask all that, you will have these color stripes interweaving through the green and the hot pink. And then we'll put our black on, our white on, our orange on, so on and so forth. Do a nice little probably wet sanding on the whole car. Get everything like dolphin smooth, and then we'll clear everything. And it's gonna look sick. I cannot wait. Once all the curing is done and all the paint is nice and set, we'll take it up to TNF Signs. They're gonna put on the crickets, the noisy cricket door decals, the sponsor decals, the cricket on top of the hood, all that fancy jazz. And then we take it down to our friends at R&S Muffler and Brake in Augusta, Kentucky, and they're gonna build the bash bar. And boy, do I have a treat for the exhaust if I can pull it off. I'm an idiot, but I think it's gonna look cool. So anyway, I'm gonna let this cure up. It's hard telling how long it'll be my time before I touch back with you, but it'll be just like that for you. And Kathy, Squirt, and myself are gonna be laying stripes. So, get you something to drink. All right, cool, guys. It's been a few hours, and the paint, I feel, is cure enough to go ahead and start laying down some masking tape. So let me flip you around and show you what we're going to do next. All right, so now the plan is to go ahead and lay down for all the stripes to which this base coat would be showing through, right? So we're going to lay a bunch of stripes out with 2-inch masking tape, and then we'll go ahead and paint our green and our light pink. And once all that is set up and cured, we'll pull off all this blue masking tape, and this magenta color is what will be shown, right? So you'll actually be able to see that. The rest of the magenta is going to be different colors. All right, there we go. All the masking tape is on, according to the designs I have from TNF Signs. It's going to be a lot of like paint by color. Man, you talking about turning out sick. So I'm going to let this set for tonight, and I'm going to come out tomorrow when the temperature is a little bit warmer. We'll get the car wiped back down, and then we're going to have to start masking off certain areas. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the green first. You know what? I may do the hot pink first. Yeah. Probably do the hot pink first, because we're only gonna have to mask this section off here to do the hot pink. We'll do the hot pink, let it cure up, and then we're gonna mask off for the green, which will be this area here. And then we're gonna have to start working in some other colors. So once this is confusing. Once the hot pink and the green are put on, we'll unmask everything. And then we got to do the black and the shadowing, which is gonna be around all of the green. Then once we get that done, we got to move on to yellows and other colors like that. So again, it's just going to be tedious, taking your time, being patient, but good night of living. It's starting to turn into something now. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys, this is the next morning, and I appreciate you hanging out with me on this. I'm just trying to make it, as least boring as humanly possible for you guys. But anyway, I got down here super early this morning, about 5 o'clock. And got to masking, and here's where we're at right now for the first set of masking for the 2nd through 5th coats. So here you go. Boom. So there we go. Anything you see that's wrapped right now is currently going to be for the green. So we got down the driver's side, across the hood, up, over, down the nose, and then the same thing down the passenger side, down here by the lower quarters in the rear, up over the deck lid and around. I used a piece of poster board here because of the little lump. But anyway, so the masking is in there like swimwear. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe the car back down, and we're going to go ahead and lay the hot pink. And then we'll have to be very, very careful to unmask all this, because we don't want to pull off the stripes that we currently need. So anyway, let me get this wiped down to get this hot pink applied. And good night. Woo! Trying to get this shop air out. I'm here to tell you guys, I could do a gender reveal in this shop. There's so much pink. Good night. All right, we got all the hot pink laid down. 3 coats. Get you some of this. Boom. Look at that. Shining like a diamond. I mean, that sounded absolutely terrible, but... All right, so it's all laid down. I'm going to let it set here probably a half an hour or so. And then I'm going to go ahead and start getting the tape and the masking removed. I do not, and I may repeat, do not like to let paint dry all the way before removing the masking tape, because it tends to peel a tickle. So we're going to let it set up just enough to where it's, not going to get all over my hands. We're going to get an X-Acto knife, and we're going to start pulling tape. So anyway, again, I'm just trying to keep this like boom, 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 boom for you guys. For me, it's been about 2 days. So anyway, good deal, Lucille. All right, guys, there we go. Got all the masking tape removed off the car. All it is left there is the stenciling. There's 3 coats of satin. I think this is the magenta color. And then there's 3 coats of berry pink on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and let this cure the rest of the day. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Let it set up good. And then tomorrow we'll mask off for the black. We'll mask off for the green and yellow. And we'll get all that, try to get laid down tomorrow. And then we'll let it sit. And I think after that, what else we got over here? Yeah, we're going to have to clear it. We got a little bit of orange accent and stuff. But I mean, this thing just looks sick. Look how nasty that is. Cool. All right. I'll check back in with you guys sometime tomorrow. All right, guys. It's the next morning. We went ahead and let this berry pink cure up overnight. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is start laying tape for the black. We'll shoot that, let it cure. And while that's curing, I'm going to run over and get the Monza's engine, get it brought back here to the farm. And then what we'll do is we'll unmask the black, mask off the black for the green. Then we'll shoot the green, let it cure overnight. And we're going to continue this process with the other colors. So let me flip you around real quick, show you what I'm going to do. All right, so I've got my first line set here. And as you can see, just a tickle of the berry pink showing on this side of the tape. And the reason I'm doing that is I never like to tape directly on the edge. That way when you're pulling the masking tape, you can pull towards the edge rather than away from it, and it just reduces your chances of peeling the coat underneath it, correct? So this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get all this masked off, and then we'll get ready to shoot the black. And in the meantime, I'm also going to be going live with you guys as well. So again, we're going to be shooting long form and live content at the same time. So, you know, if you're watching the live, you're also watching this. And if you're watching this, you're also watching the live. So, all right, let's get to work. Good deal, Lucille. All right, so we got everything masked off for what is going to be the blue, or I'm sorry, what is going to be the black, the green, and then the purple. Now this masking is going to stay on for the rest of the painting process. Everything underneath the masking tape will stay that color. Everything that you can see is going to change colors. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and scuff this just a tickle, wipe it off real good, and then we're going to go ahead and get our black shot. And then while this is curing, you all and I are going to run and get the Monza's engine and get back here. And then by that time, this should be cured up enough to where we can peel the oh, I'm sorry. This is confusing. So by the time we get back, that should be cured enough to where we can go ahead and lay the masking tape over the black and then go ahead and shoot the green. Shoo-wee. I've been in the paint fumes too long. But anyway, let's get to shooting some black. Not too much to see, just black spray paint. So anyway, if you remember, all this is an outline for the green. So once this cures up, we're going to have to tape all of this off, another round of tape, and then we will shoot our green on top of this. But man, not too bad of a mirror finish for, you know, a spray paint job. Actually see all my lights up in there. But anyway, so we got the deck lid down the sides, back here on the rear quarter, and along the hood. So I'm going to give this a couple hours to cure up, and then we'll tape it off. And again, I'll check back with you. So again, you know, I'm just trying to keep this as kind of for you guys. I know watching tape being put on and sanding and all that jazz kinds of get boring. I mean, could you imagine sitting there watching me put all that paper on? But anyway, it just kind of gives you the steps of what's going on. I think we're on day 3 of this now. All right, guys, cool. It's been a few hours. The black is all dried up. I'll flip you around here real quick, show you what we got going on, and then we're going to shoot the green. Look how beautiful that black turned out. That's sick. Almost looks like my RT. Anyway, you know, the Wish version. But anyway, so we got all the black maxed off. So what's going to happen is I'm going to shoot this all green, and then when we take this tape off, will be the black outline around the green, right? And then we'll have all the other colors that you've seen before. So anyway, let me get back to you here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get this shot. Wow, guys, is all I can say. Get you some of this. Boom. Check out that green. Epic. Absolutely epic. So I'm going to let this sit and tack up for about 10-15 minutes. In the meantime, we've got Monzilla's engine up there in the truck. So we're going to get it down here and get it unloaded. But get you some of that. Can you imagine how epic this is going to look when we unmask this here before long? It's going to look sick. Make sure you stick around to watch it. We'll be back with you here shortly. All right, guys, just jumping back in here. It's been about 3 days since I've been down to the shop, and I believe in the last section I showed you, the car was still masked up and, paint was drying and all that jazz. But anyway, Kathy and I got down here this morning. It's a little bit after 5:30, and we've got the car unmasked, cleaned up-ish, and ready to go because we have to hurry up, or I have to hurry up, load up Noisy Cricket, and run him up to TNF Signs. He's going to be spending a few days up there getting the rest of his makeup put on, right? And then we got to get him back here and get back to work and finishing the car up. And in that time, let me show you this real quick. We have Monzilla's 408 in the house. And man, does that look pretty. So anyway, we're going to try to shoehorn that old girl into the Monzilla and see if we can get him done while Noisy Cricket's out. But anyway, I know the rest of you are waiting to see this car. So let me flip you around and show you what we got. All right, you ready for this? Boom. Get you some of that. Turned out absolutely amazing. I'll show you how long it's been since I've been down here. He's actually starting to accrue some dust. So we'll have to get that cleaned off. Take him up to TNF Signs and let them work their magic. As if you've seen the rendering, you know he's about to get dolled up with all kinds of decals, sponsor stickers, TNF Signs, obviously, Cope Racing transmissions, Elite Designs, Calvert Racing engines. I mean, any supporter of the channel is going to be on this car, which is awesome. And then we got to see who are still members, because if you're a member to this channel, your name's going right back here. So anyway, it's a whopping, I don't know, 22 degrees outside. So yeah, this is going to be terrible this morning. But anyway, we've got a huge ice storm coming sometime tomorrow. Following that is going to be snow. So we need to get him moved today. Man, look at that. Man, that's beautiful. So we still got a lot to do. We got to put a nice surround on here. We got to get the grill, marker lights, tail lights, all that crap put in. Still have to hook up all the electrical. I talked to Smokey. He's going to come over here and get the car wired up. There's still a lot to do. We still got to get a drive shaft installed. But anyway, this part is done. We'll get him up here, get him decaled, get him back here. So I'm going to take you guys along for the ride today. So we're going to get him loaded up. We're going to head up to TNF Signs. You guys are going to go with me. We're going to go up and talk to them, get some measurements, get some colors picked out. Of course, you're going to see all that. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll get to see the car done today. So let's get after it. I'm tired of pushing him around, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a set of skates up underneath here and slide his rear end around so I can line it up with the trailer and pull him up on there. These skates are going to be a lot easier than pushing him around because he is heavy. All right, got the skates engaged. Let's get him moved. Oh, good grief. He's still heavy. All right, good deal. Got him lined up with the door. That's going to be a lot easier getting him out of here because... good night of living. All right, so let me go out here, get the trailer hooked up. We'll back the trailer down, winch him right up on there, and be done with it. All right. Nice and frosty out here this morning. Beautiful sunrise, though. My trailer is going to be good and frosted up, I guarantee it. I've had this thing on the charger all night long because if you remember the last video, we had to run it off the jump box and cable still drug out and the whole smash. Let's see what this is looking like. Well, that's a good sign. This is off, so that means it's fully charged. Or supposedly it's fully charged. All right, so let me go get the truck and get this hooked up, get it back down here. Let's get Noisy Cricket loaded. Good deal. Got the trailer all hooked up. Got my winch line run out. Down to a strap underneath Noisy Cricket. So we're gonna get these wheels cut real quick, because we don't have much room to get him turned up on here. So let's get to crack-a-lacking and get Noisy Cricket on the trailer. Come on, little buddy. All right, there we go, guys. He's all loaded up, ripping, and ready to go. So let's get up to Maysville, see what the plan is, see what we can do about some decals. This is gonna be absolutely freaking epic. I love it. Good grief. Can anybody identify where Noisy Cricket was sitting? I'm gonna spitball and say about right here. Gee whiz. Had to stop and get fuel. The old truck was on E. Car's riding good. Good night. Check these straps right quick. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. Good deal. Everything's riding good. That strap's good. Very cool. All right, boys and girls. We're up here at T&F Signs, Maysville, Kentucky. You know the deal. So let's go in here and see what we're going to do with Cricket. Let's get going. Good deal. Get on in there. Well, guys, I did a little bit of mud running back in T&F Signs back lot in order to get Cricket in the building, but hey, it's worth it. So anyway, I'm gonna go in here and get everything talked about how we're gonna do it, get the decal alignment placed and all that good jazz. But if you wanna see what the car looks like completed, I want you to keep an eye on T&F Signs YouTube channel. T&F Signs YouTube channel. They are gonna be posting all the content on the installation, the production, and the whole smash of all the decals for Noisy Cricket, installing them, everything. So if you watch their channel, T&F Signs on YouTube, you're gonna see it there. You will not see it here on BRG. I want you to go over to T&F Signs, subscribe to their channel, and watch the installation video there. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. BRG out.